So Bleacher Report listed two teams as possible trade candidates for our boy Germaine Pratt. And the first team they listed is a very obvious team. I think we all can agree. I made a video about this before. And in all honesty, it's like the fan favorite team because, well, they have Lou Anarumo now. And that's the Indianapolis Colts. And again, like I said, it's a kind of obvious, blatantly obvious one because, yeah, obviously the team he would want to go to / we would probably trade to would be the Indianapolis Colts. It works out. We could also potentially maybe trade for Quentin Nelson or trade for their defensive tackle, DeForest Buckner. There's chances and opportunities for us to get not only a trade done, but also potentially get a player in return. They also do mention that $7.9 million cap hit in 2025, and he's obviously a cut candidate. Now, that team I don't really care too much about, and I don't not care about it, but it's one of those situations where I think we all can agree and understand, yeah, that's a crazy, amazing take. Good job, Bleacher Report. You really went out of left field with that take, okay? The second take is the one that it left me scratching my head, so I'm sure it's probably at least someone else scratching their head as well. And that is they think we should trade, or another trade candidate would be the Kansas City Chiefs. Also listed as the Chiefs as the backup option for Pratt trade. While fans might think it's unlikely the Bengals help out one of the biggest rivals, keep in mind that they did right by shipping Joe Mixon to a contender with the Houston Texans in the AFC too. First off, Bleacher Report, as always, you got absolute idiots that work for your company. I'm sorry, but it's kind of true. The Texans and the Chiefs are not the same when it comes to the Bengals. We don't feel the same hatred for the Chiefs as we do the Texans. If anything, a lot of Bengals fans actually support the Texans. And they say, oh yeah, go get them, Texans. Like, it's not a hate. We don't hate the Texans. I don't think any Bengals fan out here hates the Texans. Yeah, we didn't like the fact that they beat us a couple years ago, but at the end of the day, there's not really any hatred toward them. We hate the Chiefs. Okay, like, if you want to list the teams we hate, number one is the Chiefs. Okay. Number one's the Steelers. Then probably is the Ratbirds. Then the Chiefs are close number 3. Like, we don't like that team. We're not going to give anyone to the Chiefs that we think could help them. But this is the thing. Bleacher Report thinks, oh, well, the Bengals might trade. No, we might do this as a malicious way. Can you imagine trading Germaine Pratt to the Chiefs? See, it sounds delusional. But remember his biggest thing last year. Yes. He was 10th in tackling. I get that, right? But a lot of the reason why he was 10th in tackling was because guys would run right past him and he would have to catch up to them and tackle them. That's why he was 10th in tackling, because he would have to catch the players to tackle them and they would run right past him. So he was getting absolutely mollywopped 90% of the game because he couldn't cover them and he would get them run right past him. So we're really just giving, in a way, a bad player to the Chiefs. He's not a bad player, but we're giving a player where we know his biggest weaknesses is outside of he's going to probably get the tackle in the end. He can't cover well and he's not fast. So that could be a slow W situation there. But at the same time though, no. We're not going to trade with the Chiefs for this situation. Now, what they should have brought up, which I find funny, is this is why Bleacher Report is so idiotic here. The one thing you bring up, if you're going to bring up anything about this potentially being a trade, it's not that we trade Joe Mixon to the Texans. The best point to bring up is we literally traded back 2 years ago in the NFL draft so that we could go and get, we traded back and we got Jordan Battle. But we traded back with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, that 5th round pick we got, extra 5th round pick, ended up being Brad Robbins, of all people. So I guess that didn't work out in the end. But we have traded with them before in the NFL draft. We traded back so that we could get, Brad Robbins. In the end, we got Jordan Battle at least, so it worked out, but we have done it before. So that's the point they should have brought up most likely. Like the Bengals helped the Chiefs before in the NFL draft. But instead, they're bringing up a Joe Mixon trade that has nothing to do with the Chiefs. And also would not happen. Honestly, after looking through all the options so far, I have seen, the Bengals might go ahead and pursue the Bears as a trade candidate. The Bears and the Colts are the top two teams that we might trade him to. But again, because he's still under contract, I don't think he'll be moved anytime soon. I really don't think he'll be moved anytime soon. Now, question is, right? This was kind of left field. Why would someone who probably has not much trade value request to be traded? And the growing theory right now for that is they asked him to take a pay cut. Now, that has not been publicly stated. It's not publicly out there. And that is not a 100% definite, yes, that is true statement. What I'm saying is that is the growing theory right now, is that they asked him to take a pay cut because he is making $7.9 million cap hit. And he responded with, okay, I want to be traded. That's what people are thinking, which does make a lot of logical sense if we're being honest. If they tell him to take a pay cut, yeah, his first response is probably going to be like, I want to leave, because he, again, 10th in tackling. He was very boastful on social media about it all over last year, about how he's great at tackling. So I'm sure he sees himself as a lot better than us fans see him as, which I'm not saying he's a bad player, but definitely not. I don't think we see him in the same light he sees himself in, which is, listen, at the end of the day, you should always see yourself as the best of the best, because, that's your whole thing. But I don't think he understands that, he probably should have accepted a pay cut. Again, that's not confirmed, but that's the growing theory, and it really seems very logical. Unless it's really just the fact that Lou Anarumo left and he wanted to go with Lou, but at the same time, it seems like they probably asked him to take less money, and he said, oh, really? I'm out. I'm too good to take less money. And they said, oh, yeah, okay. You enjoy yourself, buddy. You go enjoy finding a trade partner. So that's kind of how I think about it. But tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. See you guys next one.